Now, what is the correct way to pronounce your stage name?
Shelovepolo.
Do people mispronounce this?
Yeah, they think like the love is spelled Luv, but it's really just three words. Shelovepolo.
Do people misspell it as well?
Yeah, all the time. I have to correct them. It's funny, but you know, you think you make something simple, and it's like they try to complicate it a little bit.
Now, speaking of spelling, why did you put all three phrases as one phrase in its entirety without spaces?
You know, I feel personally a lot of women love polo, so being an artist, you get like a lot of women following groupies, stuff like that, and I like to wear polo blue. It's one of my favorite smells, so she loved polo. And actually, it's short for sleep, SLP, because no matter what I've done in all my life, I've always been slept on, so it was something that just resonated with me.
Now, do you accept any abbreviations of this stage name of yours?
Yeah, some people call me polo, some people call me sleep. It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Do you have a preference, however, on either of these abbreviations?
I feel like polo is the main one. Sleep is fine, but like you really gotta understand the name to call me by that.
Now, not a trick question here, but may sound similar. Zooming out, do you prefer people call you by your full stage name or this abbreviation?
When I'm coming out doing shows or like being introduced, I guess I would like the full name, but if I'm just with the homies or, just people around, they could call me whatever. No preference.
And is there any connection between you and any other recording artists with the phrase polo in their stage name?
Nah, let's keep it. I kept it separate. It's really just 'cause of the polo blue. Shout out Polo G though.
Do you know him personally by any chance?
Nah, I used to have a manager, Hollywood Pompey. He did the video for Rob 49 and Lil Baby, Vulture Island, I think it's called. Back when Polo G first came out, he was gonna get me a feature with him, but I just, I don't know, I don't really remember what happened, but I should have hopped on that opportunity though. But hey, it's all right. Maybe we cross paths again.
And just for transparency, are you sponsored by Polo?
Not at all, but hey, I'm open to negotiations.
How long have you been in the music industry at this point?
I've been in the industry, like not even like being an artist, just being involved in the industry, probably like 5, 6 years. About as old as my son. My son's 8 now, so around like his age.
And do you want to shed any more light on that description of you being in the industry that amount of time?
Yeah. When I first came in, I didn't know I was gonna be like an artist. I just used to hang around people that were kind of just making music or whatever the case may be. So someone had referred to me. My guy Varunu, he was like, "Yo, you should just go in the booth, like see what you could do." And it really just was like a hobby because I was worried about other things. We was doing other types of business, and what started like I started going through things in life, and then I would just not have an outlet, and I would just go to the studio, just like I'd be mad or something, and just write something, go to the studio, record it, or like I was talking to a girl or something, and she was making me feel some type of way, so just go in the studio, make a song or something. Not all of it for fun, but then like after I started letting people know like I was making music, people started gravitating towards it. I never really like thought myself of being popular. So when I seen that I was getting a little attraction just from where I was from, like living at the time, I was just like, yeah, let me just try to take it a little further. That led to me using my resources around me to like level up in the industry, I guess you could say. I met a lot of people from, Gilly the King to DJ Self The list go on and on. I done shows with Lil Baby, Meek, Meg Thee Stallion, Wiz Khalifa, Pusha T, Rick Ross. Like the list go on and on. You know, so I feel like with me meeting as many people as I've met, I've been on the radio, like I haven't had a time to actually focus on like what to do with the next step of my artistry. So I feel like that's why I've been in so long and I'm only at the certain level that I am now. But to me personally, I made it past like a lot of the goals that I had set for myself, you know?
Now, when you say you've been on shows with these artists, they've actually brought you out on their sets, or you've opened up for them, or what?
Yeah, I opened up for basically everybody that I've listed, you know. Being that I had proper management, it allowed me to get those opportunities. You know, I've went through like 4 or 5 managers. You know, each of them did bring value. You know, I don't have nothing bad really to say about them. It's just like, you know, you have goals and then other people have goals. So it's like coming to a median so everybody can achieve what they want to. Like sometimes there isn't a median, you know, so it's not that it end on a bad relationship. It's just, you, you know, things just don't work out. We still cool, you know, still stay in contact, try to see how everybody's doing, but, you know, we just not on that type of level with the relationship.
So, when it comes to all these managers that you've had in the past, was it you ending the relationship and moving forward? Was it them ending the relationship and moving forward?
I would say it's neutral, you know, come to like an understanding like, all right, maybe this just isn't gonna work out, you know, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You're gonna keep doing what you're doing, and we still gonna work like together regardless. If we could, you know, we could still work on projects. They could still get me shows. They could still do whatever. It's just about like it's not on no, oh, that's like my official manager type thing, you know. But we still stay in contact though. It's always good to have a contact, you know, that is in the field that you're in because you never know where they could get you.
Now, being in the music industry that amount of time, rough estimate, do you have a music industry horror story? A bad experience while you were in the music industry?
I wouldn't say, yeah, you know, actually, this is for all the artists out there. You know, you hungry when you first like get into the game. You know, you think everybody that's gonna you interact with online or in person, like they're gonna be there to help you. They're gonna gas your head up and be like, oh, I could get you this, I could get you that. Just they're gonna say whatever to get you to spend that bag with them. You know what I mean? The industry is just like any other industry. It's just you have to be careful with who you trust and who you like believe in. You know, you could believe in somebody, they can make it look like it's you know the grass is greener on the other side, but then when you actually take that step, it's like damn, like I ain't even, nothing was really done. You know what I mean? Not saying that I ran into that situation. I mean, I have spent money on things that like, you know, were scams or whatever the case may be because you see opportunity and you're thirsty for it, you want to grab it, you know, but sometimes it doesn't always turn out the way it's supposed to be, but you have to learn from that. A lot of people, when that happens to them, they give up, you know, but it's all a part of the game. You know, you win some, you lose some, but it's up to you to keep on going.
You mentioned that you have been a victim to scams in the music industry as well.
There was a time I came to Atlanta, and I guess someone had me thinking I was gonna meet somebody from quality control, and I just had like this gut feeling like, oh, I don't know. They were just like, oh, just send a $200 deposit. I came here, everything, you know what I mean? And yeah, it just when I pulled up, it was a building that was abandoned. You feel me? So I was just like, yeah, we going back to to the telly. Yeah, so you know, after that, that was the last time. You know what I mean? Nobody's getting any type of money out of me, you know? I know what to look out for.
Did you call that number back or the contact you had when you pulled up to that building?
Nah, I just kept it right then and there. I wasn't sweating 200. You know what I mean? That's light work.
Do you want to share the name involved of that scam?
I'm blocked, you know, right at like a few days after, no response or anything. Just go back to the page I was talking to, the number I was texting, like the messages wasn't going through or nothing. So I was just like, shit, I dodged a bullet, you know?
But what about this scam with the $200? Is this the first time you've publicly addressed that?
Yeah, I never really told nobody. Like, I'll tell other artists, you know, because everybody, like, when you in the community of the up and coming artists, when you start going to other shows and, like, you know, your places with, like, people that are in the industry, it makes other people ask you, like, oh, like, how did you get there? What did you go through? Do you have any tips and advice? So I guess, like, on a personal level, if I spoke to somebody, you know, I would let them know, like, hey, you know, I know you're hungry right now, but look out for so and so, like, look out for the label email, you know, where it's like, oh, this, that, and the third, you got to pay for something to get there. You know, just like giving little tips. But on a public level, I never really said nothing about it.
Now, you may have answered this next question, but we'll formally ask you anyways in case you want to add on to what you've already said, and if not, we'll just move forward with the next line of questioning. But circumstances could be different for everyone.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'll want to say, other than what you've said thus far, to recording artists on avoiding music industry scams?
Just be careful, you know, with your managers, with the people who, like, I know scenarios, there's people where they give the music to be published to somebody, and then, like, you know, people have their own intentions, you know, so they might get you to whatever you want to be, but it's like there's something tied to it, you know, added into the contract that might not benefit you. Or, you know, there's like other incentives that like you're not aware of that don't really benefit you. So you really just got to pay attention to the paperwork and pay attention to who you're allowing to deal with you, you know, because it does matter. They can string you along for, if you're just, you know, not aware of what you're like really dealing with, they can string you on for a long time, and then before it's too late, like, there's no turning back, you know. So just pay attention to who you let handle your business.
And not personally trying to start anything here or egg anything on further, just giving you a chance to speak, but if this unnamed person is watching or listening to this interview right now, anything you want to say to them?
$200 though? That's crazy. Like, like, what was you about to do? You feel me? Go buy. You can't even buy no designer with 200. You know, I could understand if you're trying to feed your kids or something, but come on, man. You could go on the corner and make 200. You feel me?
Also, just want to rewind to the portion of questions when you were talking about management.
Yeah.
Do you currently have management?
Yeah, right now I'm being managed by Carbon Keys Marketing out of San Diego. We was just with Ty Dolla $ign 2 weeks ago. You know, he just dropped the album with Ye. It was going crazy just to hear the album, but then like have him perform the songs in person and right next to each other. We, you know, doing what we got to do. It was just a dream come true. So after I seen, you know, they held me to that level and stature to give me an opportunity like that, I was just like, yeah, we locked it in. Now Carbon Keys Marketing, we get into it.
What venue is that you saw that performance?
It starts with a P. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's one of the hottest clubs in San Diego. You know, my friend Ace Rogers, he owns the Lamborghini yacht. There's only two in America. You know what I mean? Conor McGregor owns one. He owns the other one. We were there, and they were the two individuals that own the marketing company. They were there, and you know, they didn't know I was an artist. I was just, you know, hanging out, letting them do their thing, letting everybody do their thing, and then we got to talking, and they're like, yeah, you know, we own this marketing company. One of them is like a social media influencer. He got like 400,000 followers on IG. He's just like, yeah, yo, I really think we could take you to the next level. Once I told them that I made music, you know, at the time, I had a Burberry scarf wrapped around my head, you know, with the Cartier shades. I got the Versace on right now, but yeah, they was like, yo, like, the way you move is different, you know. And after that, like, they was like, yo, we going to the club. Ty Dolla $ign about to be right there. I was like, all right, let's get to it. You know, I didn't really think, this is what I'm saying, you got to be careful in the industry because people could tell you things, and it's like, it's misleading. But, like, everything was leading up. They were showing me proof, everything, and the rest is history.
So you saw Ty and Kanye that night?
Nah, Ye wasn't there. He was in L.A., but he wasn't there. It was just Ty. He performed basically all the major hits on the album. Even we was turning up to North song too. It was crazy. It was turned up.
Now, sidestepping here, speaking on Instagram, for those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, care to share your screen name on IG as well?
Yes, of course. It's Shelovepolo. She LOVE Polo _, all one word.
And you had a chance to experience that yacht?
Oh yeah, shout out my guy Ace Rogers. He's a professional gambler. He owns 3 tech companies, I think maybe 4 now, and he has a 3-legged dog that he like also does like charities for homeless dogs and just like dogs in need, just anybody really in general. This guy's really different, but yeah, you know, I went to an event that he was hosting, and I ended up speaking, telling my story, and one thing led to another. Chuck Liddell was there. Then, you know, next thing you know, we're on a Lamborghini yacht, like, drinking the Clase Azul. Chuck falls off the yacht. Chuck Liddell falls off the yacht. TMZ is just, like, everyone, like, there's, like, 200-plus people just filming us, like, on the yacht. Like, he was in the water. They was fishing him out. It was crazy. Somebody sent the video to TMZ. Next day, it was up all over the news, everything. But like Ace, he gets a lot of bad credit because like he's brutally honest. You know, he's a rich guy. He's a minority. You know, people like expect, I guess, him to be a certain way, and he just wants to be himself. You know what I mean? But he's really down to earth. I drove the Urus. I was in the Rolls Royce truck. You know, he got the Storado. I think it's the first off-road Lamborghini. Got a chance to drive that. He had me and a security go and a camera crew go shopping, Cartier store, Rolex, just chilling. Like, you know, look at me. Like he's a millionaire, you know. So he showed me mad love, and I'm forever grateful to him. And through him, I also met, you know, a lot of people. The guy that was Jacob Lewis, I think he was at the riots, the Capitol riots. I was with him, and he was one of the people that went viral during COVID because he kept his gym open. I think he owns it's called The Gym or something like that. He owns that, and just the whole, you know, I met a lot of people. It's really good networking, you know what I mean, through him. Shout out to Ace.
He gifted you some items during that shopping spree?
He didn't gift me the items. He just, like, set up, like, he allowed me to go shopping with, like, you know, security, just camera crew and everything, make some content. It was just something that I really didn't expect to be to that level. I just thought, like, you know, we were just going to be, you know, hanging out or whatever, but it turned into a full experience. Ruth Chris, all the craziest things, you know what I mean? It's like we was playing blackjack for 2,000 just out the blue, you know? Like, he's really like that.
So how much time did you actually spend on that yacht, and what was that like, just the yacht itself?
I was on the yacht 3 days in a row. So the toilet, $25,000 itself. And let me tell you, though, the craziest thing about the yacht is, like, you can't get the yacht unless you've spent X amount of dollars with Lamborghini. That's why there's only 2 in America. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to pay the 4.5 cash. You understand? Like, it's just ridiculous. And it's literally like a Lamborghini on water. It's the crazy, like, it's one thing seeing a Lamborghini on the road, seeing the Urus, seeing the Aventador, seeing all the types, you know what I mean? But to actually be on a boat with the Lamborghini, the seats is Lamborghini. The whole back end is like, you know how they have the kit on the back on the window that is like the back is literally like that, and he got it in blue. It's ridiculous. Daniel Mack was on it too. So if you want to see the one I'm referencing to, go to Daniel Mack's page on IG, the guy that asked him what you do for a living. Ace actually took him for a ride on the yacht and then flew him back to LA in his private jet and like took him to the private jet in a Rolls Royce. It was crazy. Shout out my guy Ace.
Did you do a number 1 or number 2 on that $25,000 toilet?
Yo, Ace is not letting nobody do it on the yacht. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't personally, but, you know, when you're on the boat, the last thing you're thinking about is doing that. You know what I mean? It's really an experience that, like, if you get a chance to, definitely take it. I know under 100 people have been on a Lamborghini yacht, and I'm a part of that 100, so I'm definitely extremely blessed. You know, last year I was in a coma. I got a stimulator implant in my back, and the doctors basically told me they didn't know how my life was gonna move on. So a lot of things have been occurring to me that, like, feel like a dream. This was definitely one of those things. You know what I mean? I got to drive 3 crazy cars in a week setting that I, you know, never would have thought, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wake up today, go drive the Urus, or, you know what I mean, just easy access, one of one Ferrari. You know what I mean? Paid 50,000, like, crazy.
So you had the opportunity to drive these Lamborghini vehicles.
Yeah.
But did you get a chance to touch the steering wheel of that yacht?
I actually sat in the driver's seat, and it's just like, it's fast. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? It's like gliding on water. Like, you're getting your money's worth. You know what I mean? I know there's bigger yachts. I know, you know, there's like 450, like Bill Gates got a crazy yacht, Vladimir got a crazy yacht, but none of them have a Lamborghini yacht. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Anything else you want to say in regards to this Lamborghini yacht?
Yeah, I ain't been on it. You know what I mean? If you get the opportunity, do it. It's crazy.
Now, you mentioned you have had 4 other managers in the past. Care to share any of their names?
Yeah, I was managed by...
Chronologically, if you can, too.
Okay, let me think. Damn.
And if you're not, that's okay.
I had... my first manager was my best friend, you know? I just felt like, you know, if I was getting a little buzz, I would just send people his way. You know, thinking like, yo, you know, there's a story like, you know, you and your homie come up together, whatever the case may be. But it didn't really work out the way it was supposed to, you know, because he had never been a manager before. So it's like things didn't get done the way that they were supposed to. I was on the radio in the transition from him and getting another manager. But it's like, things just weren't handled properly. And, like, I think a lot of people don't understand in the industry is that when you first come in, like, you got to pay for a lot of things, which is the reason why people get scammed. You know what I mean? Like, being an up-and-coming artist, you don't just, there's not really that many opportunities where it's like you don't invest anything in it and you just get blessed with an opportunity. That, like, after you pay for a little bit, then the blessings come. You know what I mean? So I had another manager, which he's actually doing very good now. I think back then he was still, like, up and coming, but he's Fat Joe's nephew. He's part of, his dad is part of Terror Squad. They call him Bosco. He was giving me crazy opportunities. He's done shows, international shows with Davido, Trey Songz, Neo, Lil Baby, Cardi B, Fat Joe, everybody. Like, it was just, at the time, my pockets weren't really right like that, you know. I still had just had my son. I had to pay and take care of my son fully, and then also, like, be in the industry. And it was just, like, it was crazy, you know. So just going through them, my third was Hollywood Pompey. I still talk to all my managers this day. I still talk to them, you know what I mean, check up on them just to say what's up. But he was a really good manager for me as well. It was just like, you know, there was a lot going on. And like I said, with the accident and everything happening, I just had to, my music career and just artist career kind of like took a pause for like 2-3 years because I had to get myself right. So now my fourth manager, though, Carbon Keys, we locked in for life, and we just gonna see how it go.
Okay, now, when it comes to your music career at this point,
Yeah.
any interesting or favorite memories with other recording artists you've had a chance to be around or work with you want to share with the audience today? Looking back now at that so far.
Yeah, you know, I guess let me start off with the ones that aren't here today. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, PNB Rock. Rest in peace to Cheese. Money Sign Suede. rest in peace. Fred the Godson, rest in peace. I know there's some that I'm forgetting, but it's a few more. You know what I mean? My guy Brian Kelly. We had just did the Lil Baby show. He was PNB Rock and PNB Means videographer for some of the events around. So that's how I got to introduce them. I'm actually in PNB Means video too, like that. I think it's on YouTube. It's just like unfortunate because like you see somebody and like you around them, PNB Shizzy too. A lot of people, you know what I mean? You're around them and then it's like, regardless of how the relationship is, when you get that like interaction, it's like it means something to you. You know what I mean? Because like in some scenarios, that could be the reason why you feel like, oh, maybe I'm getting to the next level. I just met somebody of a certain stature. You know what I mean? So when, especially like when Rock and Cheese got hit, like that was just crazy because Rock wasn't even really in the street, like trying to be in the streets like that anymore. And with Cheese, YNG Cheese, that's Gilly's son. Gilly and Wallow got $1 million worth of game successful. Like that's a really big success. You know what I mean? So for him to get that opportunity where his dad's, you know, going up and now he's also going up, him and his brother, they were Mac and Cheese. You know what I mean? It was just like, damn, like they had so much potential. You know what I mean? Even Rock, like Rock was getting right back to where he was about to start, you know, releasing and going hard and everything. And it's just really unfortunate that they didn't get to, you know, see today because they was really good people and it's just sad, you know what I mean, to see that it went down like that. But I got memories with them, you know what I mean. I worked with Future. Shout out to my guy Fresh, DJ Fresh. He's a DJ for Future, Drake, a lot of these artists that are on big tours, Lil Baby, everybody, you know what I mean? He's done shows with everyone in the industry. Last year, right before I was in the coma and I had the surgery, he was doing Future show in Oakland. And he was like, yo, look, we coming to Oakland. You know, we worked in the past. He's like, I'm going to play your song during the show. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, what? I'm flying. I was in the East Coast. I flew to the West Coast. You know what I mean? My girl was pregnant. She was like 8 months pregnant at the time. My daughter, she was born on my birthday a month and 3 days later. She was there. I brought her with me so we couldn't go like down to the DJ booth and like backstage and all that just because she was real pregnant. I didn't want to leave her in the crowd and then, you know what I mean? So I just stayed in the crowd with her and I just got to see like the whole stadium was filled. Like Don Toliver had just performed, G Herbo performed right before him and I'm just in the crowd like, yo, like I'm anticipating like, damn, yo, my song's about to play. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. And then, Don Toliver does his set. He went a little extended, and then boom, right when his set played, he shout out my name, Shelovepolo, and then boom, my song come on. I think it was Active right now, part of my category. It's like a New York drill type, Pop Smoke, you know what I mean, type beat. But yeah, that shit was just crazy. 30,000 plus people was just in the stadium. I was just like felt like I made it. You know what I mean? So it was just real crazy experience for me. The Ty Dolla $ign, crazy experience. I was gonna meet DaBaby. I was on my way to see DaBaby. He was with my manager at the time, Hollywood. I was on my way to Philly, stuck in traffic. He was on his tour, $1 Billion Baby tour, I think it is. And traffic just took too long, so I had missed him. He wasn't gonna wait, you know what I mean? I don't blame him. So, but yeah, just, you know, opportunities like that. Just, I know I'm forgetting some, but Authentic Empire, they had worked with the Fujiano and Gucci deal. Euro got it. Like I was gonna sign to them, you know what I mean? But I just like at the time I was all caught up in my head like, oh, I want to be independent. Like whatever they could do for me, I could, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. But I still got the opportunity to meet him. Bowman is really one of them people out here, and yeah, you know, the list go on and on.
Now, what was the reaction to your song being played in that venue?
The crowd was turned up. You know what I mean? After the Don Toliver set, like, you know, everybody was like, already to girls, everything going crazy. So when my song was playing, people were still vibing. You know, I didn't obviously expect them to be on the Don Toliver level, but like, you know, nobody was booing or like, you know, anything like that. So it felt good to know that like, you know, I was accepted in a way. So I wasn't tripping. I loved it. It was a dream come true.
Played the hook and
Played the
verse.
whole song from front to end. I was like, yo, shout out my guy Fresh, yo, show me mad love.
You mentioned there is a cameo of you in a PNB Mean music video that can be found on YouTube. For those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, care to share your channel name on YouTube as well?
Yeah, I think everything is under Moneybag Cartel or Sink or Swim for if you're trying to subscribe to the actual page. But the video with PNB Mean and a lot of the other people that I've been with are through Flow TV. He was my camera guy for a long time, still is. He shot videos for all types of people in the industry, old and new. You know what I mean? So he got a lot of stuff on his page. A lot of my music is on his page. But we about to transition everything from everyone else's pages to my own page, so it's kind of easier to find and get more access to.
Now, with all the people you've met, and this could be famous people, celebrities, well-known people, however way you want to call them or describe them, who's been the friendliest out of all those people you've had a chance to meet? And using the phrase friendliest loosely here, it could be nicest, coolest, so on and so forth.
If I had to pick one,
yes.
Yo, Ace showed me a lot of love, you know? Like, a lot of people with money and a lot of people with cars and stuff, like, they very possessive over it. They're like, oh, like, don't touch, don't do, like, oh, no, you can't drive. Like, it's a $500,000 car, you can't drive it. Like, I was like, yo, Ace, can I drive to yours? He's like, yo, put it on, what's the mode? Put it on whatever sport mode it is. He's like, that's the fastest. That's crazy, like, you know what I mean? Just for me, like, I'm a regular dude, you know, regardless of everything that I say that I've done, I always see myself as regular. I still chill with regular people, you know what I mean? No matter who I've met, like, I still got people back home that I'm still the same person to. So it's like, for me to be where I'm from, and I'm from a third world country, you know what I mean? I wasn't born here, so for me to come even from that, it's just like, damn, you know, I got people in my country, like, starving for just crumbs. You know what I mean? I'm out here driving a Lambo and shit, chilling with millionaires. Like, it's crazy.
Now, what country is that you're referencing?
I'm from Haiti. I was born in the capital. Sak passe na boule deja connais. Coupe tête boule kai.
Now, when you ask Ace that question, were you just joking? Were you dead serious? Were you just throwing it out there, maybe trolling?
Yeah, so one thing about Ace is we drink the Clase Azul every day that I was there. So, you know, at one point in time, like, I forgot, like, we were, like, best friends, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, let me, you know, I wasn't drinking at the time, but, like, it was, like, obviously before we started drinking, I'm like, yo, Ace, like, could I take the yours? He's like, yeah. He's like, here, just put it on this mode, just go crazy. You know, he got a one of one Ferrari. I forget the specs of it, but it literally on the side of it says 1 of 1. You know what I mean? And he just told us go crazy. Told us how to put the convertible up and down, and he was just like, just go for it. You know what I mean? Make sure you get on the highway. Like, that's just crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Now, was that your only interaction with Ace? Was that 3-day period?
Nah, I mean, the 3-day period turned into like a week. You know what I mean? I still go back, you know, just to pull up. We have a drink, just chill in the office. Like, he really someone that I thought it was gonna maybe be like a little friendly type relationship, but we really locked in though. He bought my domain like while we were eating. Like, he was like, why is your name the website name to my clothing, the Sink or Swim you see right here? We got suits, shirts, everything. He was like, what's the name to your website, your domain? I was just like, oh, Moneybag Cartel. He was like, what? He's like, why is that? And I was like, I couldn't find the Sink or Swim domain. Like, and when I did, it was too expensive. Like, at the time, I couldn't buy it. So we just, casually talking with the group that we're with, and someone's talking. I think I was talking. He's like, "Yep, I just bought it. SinkerSwimClothes.com." Like, I was like, "Wait, what?" He was like, "Yeah, I just bought it right now." He's like, "We're gonna transfer it to your GoDaddy." I was like, "Oh, all right, bet." Like, just showing love. It's not even like I asked for it or nothing. It's just like he fucked with me genuinely. I was just like, "Yo, I'm a bless real quick." You know what I mean? A lot of the millionaires that I met, like, that's how they are. I guess they fuck with my character. They know I'm a little different.
How much did that domain cost, and did he actually transfer it?
Yeah, he did transfer it, and I don't know how much nothing costs. He didn't even let me know. This is a guy I'm talking about. We went out to Roof Chris. Dinner cost probably like almost 4,000. He tipped them 14,000. You feel me? He spent like I don't know, dog. When you do a something like that, it's over.
And how did you meet Ace initially?
He's a gambler. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit of a gambler. I like to play craps. I like to play blackjack. He's like one of those people that's like, he's big on the blackjack. He big on anything he do. You know what I mean? So I was just paying close attention to him, and he just had this event. Like, originally I was just gonna try to get into it. I didn't think it was gonna be something like obtainable, but then I got invited. Because they picked only a certain. There was like a group of people that they pick. A lot of people applied, to go or whatever. So I don't know if it was from like past, experiences. We may have run into each other or something in the past, but they accepted my offer, and they were like, "Yeah, come tell your story." You know what I mean? And my story being, I got a battery in my back. I'm considered 15% robot, and he was just like, "Yeah, come tell your story." And I told my story. He just was like, "Yo, that shit touched me." Like, I didn't think it was like to that extent. You know what I mean? I was in a coma. I got 3 kids. I'm still out here trying to do whatever it is I got to do, even though I'm considered disabled. And we really locked in after that.
So, just to reiterate here, you applied for a gambling event with this story.
It was like a marketing event. You know what I mean? The gambling was just a plus. He he was just trying to basically get get like-minded individuals together that are of a certain stature or whatever it is he was specifically looking for, and give them game and knowledge on how to transform their lives. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a dissection of your business. Maybe it's just a little help on how to get yourself out there more. Whatever the case may be. There was a lot of different scenarios, and it's just, it was like he made the choice, like, this person's going to come, this person's not going to come, this person's going to come, this person's not going to come. I was just lucky enough to be one of those people, and it just turned into me telling my story. And then before I told my story, I knew it was going to be a longer lasting relationship. But like, after I told my story, I think he just really saw the authenticity in it, and was just like, "Yeah, we keeping you around."
And was there a name to this event?
I think it was called the Mastermind or something. Like, this is like the only time he's ever probably doing it either. You know what I mean? So if you were a part of that group that was there, like, celebrities came. Like I said, it was crazy. I didn't think it was gonna be as big as it was, and it really just changed. My guy Zune, he's running across America right now, raising money for families. He literally is running from California to like New York or Massachusetts or something, like, running. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, you seen Forrest Gump, like, he doing some shit like that. So definitely check him out. If you go to my followers on IG and just type in Zune, he's the only person I follow with that name. Definitely check him out and donate, if you're ready to do it.
And you mentioned it in a previous portion of questions, but just for this portion, care to share your screen name on Instagram once again?
Yes, it's Shelovepolo _. So she love LOVE Polo POLO _ all one word.
Do you have any Diddy stories?
Nah, shit. Hey, the thing with Diddy, like, I don't know, cause when you up to a certain point, You know, a lot of people talk about like, oh, when uh, Bill Cosby was gonna buy this and they had to destroy him, and you know, oh, Diddy was about to do this or so and so was about to do that. So it's like being a minority. It's like you look at that and it's like, yo, I could see them trying to break him down just because he getting too powerful. But also at the same time, you know, social media got a way of twisting shit to making it however the case may be. It's like, damn, like was, you know, is it really like that? Like, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm a type of person like I gotta see some evidence. You know what I mean? If you doing something like around those lines, like there's some type of evidence out there. You know what I mean? So I don't want to jump the gun. The last thing I would want to do as a person is be like charged with something and be guilty, especially if I ain't even do it. Like shit could get twisted. A lot of things could go different ways. So until I see some evidence, no matter how good social media want to dress it up on anybody that has to do with something, I really got to see, like, I got to see it in the act. I got to see some proof before I'm like, yeah, this person is, you know? So until then, I'm neutral. But I shout out to, like, I'm praying for all the families and people involved, though. You know what I mean? The victims and everything.
If there are victims.
If there are, yeah, hypothetically.
Allegedly.
Yeah.